COVID affected the dogs, and how COVID affected the dogs. When people went back to work, the dogs were so used to having them there.
Right.
When they left, their whole world shut down.
Right.
And that's all the jobs what I get that comes to me on a regular basis back home.
So you almost like babysitting the dog to get back into
Being
its
a
regular
dog.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Getting it back into its own lifestyle, but what I find with most people, and this happens within the U.S., happens in the Bahamas, happens within Australia. I'm going back to work on Monday. Now I need to fix my dog that he can cope with me leaving to go to work. When they should have been doing that 7 or 8 months ago.
Right.
But it don't only just happen here, it happens over there too.
Everywhere else. Right.
Yeah. All the problems what I see in Australia, when I think back, I'm like, man, different place, same problems.
Right.
You know?
But I'm fortunate enough to had a lot of experience within my lifetime that I met and trained with some good people back in the day.
Right.
Some of them are more or less dead and gone, but their work, what they have done, lives through me.
Right.
A lot of the things that I do is from past people that I worked with in the past.
Right.
So when you see me do a certain thing, I can put a name to who actually showed me that. And all I did was perfect it.
Right.
Fine tuning.
Is there plans in the future for people to become certified trainers?
I think you have a lot of people that are actually into being certified dog trainers. But you have to be committed to the cause. If you're not committed and you're not getting into it for the right reasons, it's not all about the money. There are days when you are doing it just because you love what you do.
Right.
But if you go into it and say, I can become a millionaire, no, it ain't happening. But you have to have a passion for it.
Right.
But to each his own. With me, if I go to a training job and I have a person what paid me for 2 days training, and I see this dog is so good, I would actually give you the 3 days free just to come and work with the dog because I see what this dog is capable of doing.
Right.
I work with the dogs. Just like I had a client this morning where she called me yesterday, said, Dwight, someone gave me your number, and I have these 3 dogs what I want work to be done with, but one has reaction problem towards the other dog. She says, how much do you charge? I said, you're fostering the dog? She said, yes. Is the dog actually going to probably another family later on? Yes. I will charge you nothing. I told her, meet me on Goodman's Bay. She met out there 9 o'clock. We left out there 12 o'clock. And that was helping the dog, not worrying about the money.
Right.
And that's how I look at life. I got so much from what God has blessed me with. Why shouldn't I give something back?
Right.
That's how I look at it, though.
Right.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You can't get a knowledge and degree.
No, you see, that's the richest area, the richest place, eh? The great. And you discover a lot of people like that too, though. A lot of people, before they tell you something,
Right.
they'll before, hey, I can just, I ain't share this knowledge.
Right.
You know, and that's like terrible. That's the worst thing, I think a person to do.
What they used to tell me is, normally I am a very shy, reserved person. I've had people, I've been in Mordenester when I was living here, in Mordenester buying food. Person walked in, boy, I heard about this Higgins guy, and he does this and he does that. I'm standing right on the side of the person, and the person don't know who I am. But that's how reserved I am. I never used to push myself out there. People pushed. I didn't push.
Yeah.
But I did what I enjoyed doing,
Right.
and it showed through the work what I actually produced.
Right.
But at the end of it, if the younger generation gets into the dog training and they want to become certified dog trainers, first think of the welfare of the dog first. why you really want to get into this. Don't look at the money. Look at why do I really want to get into this. Because if I get into this and I'm successful with what I do, the money comes later.
Right.
But just working with the dog is actually the reward itself.
Mhm.
But that's years of training talking.
Yeah.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's wisdom right there. Yeah, all your young dog trainers, all you have the man say, don't look at the money. It can come. You have no choice but to come. As you say, when they word of mouth, is the best way, right? And
I do advertisement in Australia too.
okay.
I pay a marketing company to do my work. But when I ask people, how did you find me? I saw your reviews. You did work with someone's dog and they actually gave me your details.
Mm.
And the marketing is good, but nothing beats word of mouth. Especially when they say, well, he came in here and he said nothing much to me. He didn't say nothing much to my dog, and my dog just came and sat down to his feet. Only God did that.
Yeah.
But when I look at my birth month is 70, but in the Chinese calendar, I'm actually year of the dog. And everything actually evolves around that stuff. Never regretted what I've done one day. Every day is like me opening up the book and starting a new chapter.
Right.
I'm getting into more training things where not moving away from obedience or nothing, but I'm more getting into the detection side of things.
Okay.
So the more I get into that, as I get older, I'm actually preparing myself for the years to come.
Right.
Like a friend of mine in Florida used to say, Dwight, look, I'm making money from teaching the dog to find his toy.
Question. You ever see your company coming back and here to the Bahamas?
Not sure. Actually, still debating on. Actually, not sure, because it's unfortunate that I'm so far away that I have a lot of high standards, and for me to find someone to match what my mindset and what my work ethic is, I would be kicking myself every day.
Right.
I understand that. But I mean, I always believe, like, this is just me now.
Yes.
Like with young people, I prefer to just try and help them, especially if they're into dogs. I feel like, to me, dogs have saved my life. You know what I mean? Because it's something positive. You understand what I'm saying? And I can see it, like, when young people come and they see us with the dogs, and they say, what type of dog is it? You can see, like, hey, that's one probably last person on the streets killing this one, or mixing up with drugs and stuff. Now, I ain't judging nobody. That isn't what I'm doing, but this is an outlet. This is an outlet where people can pick up and be successful like yourself. You know, the ADKC is actually trying to pair up with the government schools. Once we get legalized, that's one of the programs we want to do.
Yes.
I spoke to, I'm not going to say the school, but I spoke to one of the headmasters of the school, government school, and I told her we'll be in the process of getting legitimized. Once we get legitimized, we'll have come to the school, maybe the students who give you little problems here and there, because you know now they have to do community service.
Yes.
Send them to the ADKC, we'll give them something to do, to help them, and probably they may pick something up. You know, stuff like that. I really, that's like, that right there is my pet. That's a program that I am going to push till probably I die, because I feel, even as simple as me walking my dogs from here to the Foxhill roundabout.
Yes.
The amount of little children that
Right.
you know what I mean? The piper, that's how they be behind me, like that. And at first I was like, boy, it feel weird because you're getting that attention. Because I ain't really no attention buff like that.
Yes.
But you can see like the children. Oh boy, you see how big that dog is? You see how yelling the dog? And tell the dog sit, the dog sit. Tell the dog here, the dog here. You know what I mean? They're like, how you do that? You know what I mean? And just I said, wait, consistency.
Right.
That's it.
Yes. And I find through, like I tell all of my clients back in Australia, and some of them, what I